One night, while watching TV, Yakuza boss Kiminjiro Inugani discovers the world of idols. He smiles as if he has finally found the answer to life. Sometime later, he meets 3 of his subordinates waiting for their punishment. Kentaro, Ryo, and Kazuhiko messed up with their Yakuza job, so they beg Inugani to forgive them. The boys tell their boss they're willing to do anything, and all they ask is for their lives to be spared. Inugane, who is in a good mood, tells the men about the lucrative world of idols. Since they said they're willing to do anything for him, the Yakuza boss asks the 3 to become idols. The boys get confused, and Kentaro, the highest ranked among them, asks their boss about what he meant by becoming idols. Inugane keeps his explanation simple. He wants the boys to go to Thailand and undergo extensive surgery, including gender reassignment, to become idols. He then asks them to choose if they want to become idols, get their limbs cut off, or have their organs sold. Inugane says he'll count to 5. If he doesn't get an answer, he'll have all the boys killed. By the time he counts to 3, the boys unanimously choose to become idols. So, just like that, the boys find themselves on the first flight to Thailand the next day, ready to start their journey toward idolhood. A year passes, and the boys perform as idols in one of the city's backstreet theaters. Having successfully undergone their respective surgeries, Ryo is now the blonde Marie, Kentaro is the charismatic Eri, and Kazuhiko is now the cute Chika. Together, they are the idol group called Goku Dolls. As the girls greet their fans, the otakus enter a frenzy, declaring they're willing to give their lives for their idols. Somewhere in the crowd, Inugani is all smiles, reveling in the success and money his idols will surely bring his way. Later in the dressing room, the girls are broken. They curse their fate and find themselves stumped that they actually got an audience that night. None of them expected that they'd turn out that cute and appealing. And since they went through a year of hellish training, the girls decide to hold on. They cling to the hope of being freed from their idol fate once the people start getting bored of them soon. They then recall what happened after they returned from Thailand. While Inugane is impressed by their surgery and gender reassignment, he can still feel the Yakuza aura from the girls. So he starts their hellish training. He locked the girls in a tiny room and forced them to watch idol videos for 15 hours daily. They started their vocal training deep in the mountains, singing under a waterfall every day. They were also forced to dance under the waterfall without sleeping. And with that, they became the perfect idols, with success guaranteed. In the dressing room, Eri says that despite what they've become, they are still Yakuza deep inside. He tells his sisters to remember that they are men amongst men. Touched by his passion, Chika expresses her admiration for Eri. Then suddenly, she lets out a girly squeal as she slips and injures her foot. Eri goes ballistic when he sees Chika acting cute, especially after his rousing speech about being men amongst men. Fortunately, Maria is there to hold him back. It seems their idol brainwashing education was scarily effective. During their next performance, the Goku Dolls sing their latest song, Love Sakazuki, and it's a hit. The song was inspired by the Yakuza's Sake initiation rite. In Ingugani's office later, Kentaro, Eri-chan, asks their boss if they are still in the running for their initiation rites. Inugane laughs while telling her they're no longer qualified because they are just normal idols now. He then tells them to start calling him sensei instead of boss. At their training camp room later, Eri drowns herself in a bottle of whiskey, her spirit broken after losing her Sake initiation rites. Marie and Chika try to get her together, reasoning that they have a photo shoot the next day, but she doesn't listen. While Eri continues to rant and chug down the alcohol, Inugane kicks his way into the room. He admonishes Eri for not sleeping at 9 p.m. like a typical idol. He also prohibits her from drinking liquor and even water. Inugani orders the girls to drink nothing but fruit juice from that day onwards, just like an idol. Eri tries to reason with him, but Inugani kicks her in the face despite her having a photo shoot the next day. The Yakuza boss claims that idols are supposed to be angels and don't even take a shit. A beaten Eri continues to reason with her boss, saying idols are normal humans too. As Inugane leaves, he calmly tells the girls to take better care of their skin, especially if they have a photo shoot the next day. Eri wonders if that was the case, then why did he high kick her in the face? Before going to bed, Eri says she no longer knows what to do or believe in. The next day, the Goku dolls and Inugane meet with the legendary idol maker, Mandarin Kinoshita. Inugane asks Kinoshita what he thinks about his girls, and he says, nah. After saying he can turn things around, Inugane gives him the okay to work on the girls. Once alone with the girls, Kinoshita immediately notices they're acting like delinquents. He calls them out for being Yankees, which triggers Mary. She tries to jump Kinoshita, but fortunately, Eri grabs her melons just in time to calm Mary down and remind her not to blow their cover. After that, they proceed with the training, and for some reason, it goes well. It seems the girls relate what Kinoshita says to the words of their previous Yakuza captain. Kinoshita is surprised by how things turned out, and even wonders why the girls started calling him captain. During their meet and greet event later, the girls cutely interact with their otaku fans. However, in their mind, they complain about how bothersome and disgusting their situation is. Marie in particular complains about the sticky hands that their fans have. She's convinced they've been beating their meat before the event. Eventually, Mary meets a fan that bought 182 copies of their CDs. She and the girls then notice that it's their enemy, Toru Ogoroda of the Ogoroda group. It turns out he's the one that captured the girls in their Yakuza past life, resulting in the hellish situation they're facing right now. Eri trembles with rage, wanting to do something about Ogoroda. Just when she is about to lose control, other fans call out Ogoroda. The otakus think Ogoroda is mistreating Eri and step in to protect her. They beat the crap out of the gangster, resulting in his capture later that night. The girls watch the news that night, where one of their otaku fans declares his devotion to them. By the looks of things, they managed to get their revenge and debuted on TV, hitting two birds with one stone, as they say. However, they are left feeling confused if how things turned out was what they truly wanted. Later, the girls receive gifts from their fans. Of course, Inugane is there to check them and see which ones they could sell for their organization's funds. He looks at the gifts each girl got, assessing their value. As the member with the cute and childish looks, Chika receives plenty of stuffed bears. On the other hand, Eri receives plenty of luxury and designer items. Inugane is happy because her gifts will bring them money. He praises Eri for being the true leader that she is. When Marie's turn arrives, Inugane expresses his disappointment because she only received fan letters. In short, worthless stuff, implying that Marie is not as famous as her sisters. While Marie says she's fine, deep inside, she's pissed and envious of the sheer difference in their popularity. That night, Marie snaps at Chika. She tells her not to get too carried away with being popular, or else she'll cut off her balls, even though she already did get it cut off in Thailand. Eri steps in and asks if Marie is jealous. Marie gets triggered. She is in disbelief that her sisters would think she's jealous of such idol-like things. She reminds Eri about her teachings of holding on to their gangster souls. The girls end up apologizing to each other for how they behaved regarding the gift issue. Marie later struggles to sleep. It seems she truly was jealous of her sisters and the gifts they received. Unable to accept that she would feel that way, Mary starts having an existential crisis. In the morning, Marie sleep talks about being jealous of her sister's presence. When she wakes up, she finds them looking at her in shock. The only thing they can do at that point is scream at each other and hope that the loud noise will blow away their memories. Sometime later, Inugane introduces another one of his subordinates that will act as the girl's assistant. The guy's name is Kimura, and he used to be Chika's underling. Before leaving them be, Inugane warns Kimura that he'll cut his balls off if he finds him flirting with the Goku dolls. Chika and Kimura went out that night and visited one of their favorite places to hang out when she was still the man called Ryo. Chika is happy that Kimura still treats him as a brother. She mentions that ever since she became Chika, the rest of the men in the organization with lustful eyes for her. Kimura asks who those men are and volunteers to wipe them off the planet. Chika says it's alright and that she understands them. She reveals that even she gets aroused whenever she looks at herself in the mirror. After declaring that he is the only one she can trust, Chika says they'll get drunk like they used to. Like before, Chika dominates the drinking session since Kimura still can't handle his alcohol. The two then recall Kimura's habit of stripping when he gets drunk, and Kimura does it for old time's sake. When Kimura drops his pants, Chika gets shocked to see that he's wearing her underwear merch. Realizing he messed up, Kimura immediately sobers up and apologizes to Chika. Unfortunately for him, it's too late. Chika has already given up and accepted that the junior she trusted is a Chika main. One who wouldn't hesitate to put on underwear with his idol's face printed on it. During one of the girls' workdays, they go to a radio station for a joint interview with another girl group. The girls try to act like idols, but to their surprise, it ends up working against them. It seems the host and listeners prefer their more unorthodox and edgy rivals. Fearing they'd be punished hard by their boss, the girls beg Kinoshita to help them. In response, he tells the girls that being more honest with themselves is the key. So in a desperate attempt to one-up the rival idol group, Marie decides to be honest during her turn in the interview. She talks about getting shocked after finding a gray pube on her body the other day. Not knowing what to do after hearing the girl's revelation, the radio show decides to go to a commercial. Marie was punished hard for what happened, but for some reason, she gained some hardcore fans after the incident. During one of their meetings with Kinoshita, the girls get told to work on their girl talk. They end up in a salon with a woman named Corinne. She's a touchy-feely kind of woman, and the girls love it. In fact, being who they are, they start enjoying what she does and even get aroused by her. When they return to their room later, the girls talk about their experience with Corinne. Inspired by her skinship approach, the girls decide to continue their girl talk and bonding training. They do so by grabbing each other's melons of mass destruction. After a while of awkward squishing, the girls are unsure if what they're doing is working. They try changing positions several times, but they all end up in the same situation, and that's being unsure if what they're doing feels weird or nice. One night, Eri visits a local bar that he used to frequent visit in her past life. It seems the bartender recalls her past self and believes she got killed. The bartender then talks about how much he admires that young Yakuza, and it touches Eri's heart. Inspired by the bartender's kind words about her past self, Eri returns to her sisters in a good mood. It seems she feels warmth for the first time in her life, despite having a worthless job. Then before she can continue with her moment, Inugani kicks the door open, ready to tell the girls about his next genius idea. It seems the greedy SOB is planning to sell DVDs with tickets to a 50-hour hugging event. He wants the girls to embrace their fans with fists of love for 50 hours straight. The girls try to reason with him, but as always, they either follow him or lose their life. That's all for today. If you enjoyed watching this video, consider liking and subscribing for more like it. Thanks for watching.